At the end of the day, it's about progress over perfection. So let's talk about it. Hey there, I'm Kathleen. Welcome back to my channel. This video is part of my series where I've decided that I'm in the best shape of my life and now I need to act like it. And I'm sharing my journey with all of you. In part one, you can find out why I don't call it weight loss. But if you call it weight loss and you're on a similar journey, I'm hoping that this series will help encourage you, inspire you, and that we can hold each other accountable. So make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss any videos as they drop each week. And I'm a writer, founder, and storyteller. If you want to check out some of my writing, the link to my Substack is in the description. It's where I talk about rebuilding in your 30s after loss, after life transitions and career disruption, but doing it with more ease and less chaos. So check out that link where you can join my newsletter or become a member. So now let's talk about how we fall down, but we get up. So in some of my earlier videos, I talked about how I've been on some type of nutrition, wellness, fitness journey, probably more than half of my life. But this one is different because I'm really focused on the identity of being in the best shape of my life. And it's usually around the 30-day mark in the past where I would like get derailed or life would life or just get busy or there'd be more stress or something. And I would completely give up, abandon the plan because I was trying to be perfect. I used to think that if I can't give my all, if I can't give 100% and do this, follow this plan perfectly, then, I shouldn't even do it. And I'm very grateful that I have evolved past that mindset, that all or nothing mindset. Life is gonna life, and there are other times where life is just busy. And, you've got to learn to be flexible because it's really about progress. Week of, you know, 1 week falling off doesn't completely derail the whole journey or the progress that you've made. So I say all that to say this past week definitely fell off track. Not completely, because if you've watched my last couple of videos, I've talked about how, I'm getting good quality sleep consistently has been a challenge. And this past week, I actually did get good quality sleep. I actually have a lot more energy. I feel refreshed and rested. And yeah, I'm excited about that. Now, every other area of not my life, every other area of this journey has been challenging this past week, but for good reason. My mom's in town. My niece had her birthday party and then her actual birthday, and then just a lot more activity and, just a lot more things to do. And so, again, I'm excited for myself and grateful that I've evolved past that all or nothing mindset that I used to have in the past, because at the end of the day, it really is about progress over perfection. So, where did I fall off? Well, my last video, I talked about realizing that I was probably chronically dehydrated when I started tracking my water intake. Last week, I did not drink enough water, but I don't feel dehydrated. We're not at that level. I haven't had like headaches or anything like that. It's just sometimes when you're busy, you legitimately forget to drink water. Or, I work from home, so I'm usually home most of the day. But last week I was outside more and I didn't have enough water, or I was working an event and I didn't have a lot of I didn't have time to drink water, or I would forget to drink water. I wasn't drinking enough water. So there was one day where I think I only got like a liter of water for the whole day. And it's definitely not enough. But I also think because I wasn't getting my steps in and I wasn't getting my workout and intentional movement in, maybe I didn't need as much water, but still 1 liter, I don't think that's enough water for an entire day. So water was one way I fell off. Another way was in my meal plan and not eating as many home cooked meals, was eating out a lot more. But the choices I was making when I was eating out, well, not even the choices I was making, I physically couldn't eat the same way that I was eating before. So that's progress. Where, like, for example, I love sushi. Usually I order the same thing. If I get it for lunch, I'll get miso soup and 3 rolls. I can't do 3 rolls anymore. I can only do two. Or my sister and I went to lunch, we got tacos, and in the past, I used to be able to eat, like, they're small tacos. I used to be able to eat like 4 or 5. I was only able to eat like 2.5, and then we had split an appetizer. So, like, some of these food choices, I wouldn't necessarily say they were like unhealthy, even though one of the tacos was fried fish. That was really good. But I just can't eat the same way that I did before. So I'm not depriving myself of some of my, favorite foods, but I can't eat as much as I used to of those. And it could also just because I got used to eating more home cooked meals. So maybe my stomach just can't do all of that grease or those oils and other ingredients that I may not know are in there. But I knew that because the week was going to be busy and I'm trying to reduce food waste because these grocery prices are too high to be wasting food. When I did my meal plan, I did it for only like a couple days at a time instead of 3 or 4 so that I wouldn't waste food, knowing that I'd be out more. So I say that I fell off track with that, but at the same time, like not really. It was just I ate out more than I usually do. And with managing stress, I think sometimes there's a difference between like being busy and feeling stressed. So I was definitely a lot busier this past week. I work from home, so I'm usually home most of the day. But last week I had to drive places more and traffic has been crazy. So like sitting in traffic, it's draining, it's exhausting, and I'm not, drinking enough water because I don't want to have to like find a bathroom. So, you know, I wasn't necessarily stressed. I was just a lot busier than I've been in a few weeks. So that just made it challenging to follow a plan. And the thing about like busy seasons, it's seasonal. There are some times where it's going to be busy. There are other times where it's not. I think about how like in some jobs that I've been in, I would usually burn out if that job was, I'm thinking about a specific job where it was busy the whole time. And there needs to be seasons where it's not as busy as other seasons, or else like that's not sustainable. So if every week was as busy as this past week, I don't know that this journey would be sustainable because it was really busy. But the point I'm making is that it's about progress over perfection at the end of the day. Like 1 week off, even 2 weeks off, won't completely derail your whole journey. And I wish I knew that in the past because I probably would have never gotten off a journey. But I know it now that, plans have to have flexibility for life, for different seasons that are busier, just for times where I don't want to say it's not a priority to, manage your stress, get your water in, get your movement and your steps in. I'm not saying that, but there are times where we might have to sacrifice some of those things. Like I had to sacrifice some of my walks and my workouts because I had to drive places and I was in traffic or I wasn't home most of the day when I usually am home. Like and I have a walking pad at home, so I can usually, this like if I have, 30 minutes or whatever, I just pull out the walking pad and get some steps in. So there are going to be times where we have to make those sacrifices, and it's okay. It's part of the journey, and it's really about progress. This week or these past couple of days, I've been focused on, I don't say getting back on track, but returning to where I was and continuing on. So increasing my water again because I'm getting more movement again, sweating more again. My sleep has still been great. I maybe you might even be able to tell that I have more energy and focusing again on home cooked meals, and I'm also anticipating in a couple of weeks when it's my nephew's birthday, and I'm sure there will be another like family dinner or birthday party or something. I'll, plan accordingly for that too. And then also, I mean, it is the summer and there's always a street fair or something to run into. There's so much going on. So I am like flexible and allowing myself to live and enjoy summer and enjoy, seasonal things and treats and just remembering that it's all part of the journey. It's progress and I'm making progress. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss any videos in this series, and I'll see you next time.